Yo, 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 yo. It's your boy, DJ CK1. You know, Mr. Dress for Less. You're now rocking with Stay Connected TV. Hey, stay connected. So listen, I went to my first ICARE Nehemiah assembly today. What's the ICARE Nehemiah assembly? Well, it's where they got a bunch of the, you got the sheriff, you got the mayor, you got a bunch of county officials, you know what I'm saying, getting together to talk with the community about different topics like, law enforcement, what kind of, laws to pass, different things like that. Like today, it was more like, and then they got the assembly of all of the churches. So I go to Abyssinia on the north side. We had our section, and then it's like so many other churches on the list. Everybody come together in the congregation to the church house to talk about what type of, different things to pass. What type of law to follow. If we got any questions, any concerns, if the sheriff ain't doing too much, if the mayor ain't doing not enough, different things like that. So one of the big topics today was civil citations. Okay, what's civil citations? All right, civil citations is like when you get stopped by the police, right? They can take you to jail, right? Because you don't have your license or you don't have your insurance, different things like that, or, it's basically like, we get taken straight to jail and we get a number put on us, basically, and that record follows you all your life. Well, what a civil citation does is it basically lets them write you a warning for the first time that you don't have your stuff together. And then after that, you know what I'm saying, you get a citation. You know what I'm saying? You get your warning, or if it's something like, I guess like a little misdemeanor charge, this, that, or the third, you know what I'm saying? You get your little citation and you go on about your business, you know what I'm saying? And then the way they want to go is they want you to do community service and service your community versus being a number is basically what it is. So they put together all of these forms or, these different packets that's got these different, things that they want. And civil citations was one of them today. They put it on the table in front of the sheriff, and the sheriff basically said no, basically. We're not going to do civil citations. We're not going to, we're going to mess with it for the young folks, you know what I'm saying? For like the young folks. And I think they gave the age ranges. I want to say 18 to 24. I really want to say he said 18 to 24. I have my kids with me today, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm trying to do some of the same stuff that, the guys like Charleston White, you know what I'm saying? Like it's preaching, like, man, and Willie D, all of these guys that, you know what I'm saying, they own podcasts, but when you're on podcasts and you know what I'm saying, you're not doing no type of work in the community, that ain't cool, you know what I'm saying? Cause you can't really put your finger on what's going on or how to fix something if, you know what I'm saying, you're not in the community doing it. So listen, I'm basically trying to put my foot in, you know what I'm saying? At least if God bless me to make, you know what I'm saying, 45, you know what I mean? I could have me 6 or 7 years of, you know what I'm saying, service for any community, you know what I'm saying? Wherever I'm at, whatever I'm doing, I want to be a part of fixing the problem. I don't want to be a part of the problem. I want to be a part of fixing the problem. And I have girls, you know what I mean? I have 5 girls, so with 5 girls, man, you gotta have safety for these women. These girls, your princesses, your daughters, you know what I mean? That's how you look at them in your eyes, and princesses, until they become women, a full-fledged woman, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have protection out here for these girls. You gotta have protection out here for your sons, you know what I mean? You don't want your son, you know what I'm saying, to be playing ball, and You know what I'm saying? He can't go outside the door, you know what I'm saying, to practice. You don't want these different things to go down, you know what I'm saying? That's not what civil service is about. But like I said, you know, if you're not in the mix to fix a lot of these topics, man, you can't keep the community safe. There's going to be a lot of violence involved, you know what I mean? And, you know, it's going to be a lot of corruption. Now, if you ask me, the police force is corrupt, period. They got too much power in their hands and they misuse it all the time. I'm totally for that. I've been through those situations. I've been face down on the ground with handcuffs on. Give me a name and I'll let you go. I've been through, you know what I'm saying, in handcuffs, man, and they ripping up my car, you know what I mean? I've been through, you know what I'm saying, no license, no registration, you know what I'm saying? Misdemeanor charge, you know what I'm saying, no less than an ounce of marijuana, you know what I'm saying, these different charges, you know, we go through things when we young, you know what I'm saying, and then when you show up, you know what I mean, you're already drunk, you know what I'm saying, you're already high, you know what I'm saying, then they look, and they like, oh, what's this right here? What you mean, what's this? Oh, well, it's 2 X pills right here, you know what I mean? No, dog, ain't no X pills. I don't do that. I ain't had that. You can't test me for that. Well, and they put it right on in the bag with all your belongings and everything, and now that's part of your evidence. But this is stuff that we don't know that they got to prove on us. You know what I mean? They can fix it however they want to. A lot of times, you know. But so civil citations, when you are going from point A to point B, you happen to get stopped, right? And it's an offense to where, you know, usually you go to jail. What civil citations do is they write you a ticket and they let you go home. You address it in court, and then after you address it in court, they decide what your punishment is going to be, how you're going to serve your community, where you're going to do your cleanup at, what you're going to contribute to, besides being a number in the jail system. Now, after hearing the sheriff speak today, and he rejected about 4 points that these ladies were bringing to the table, he rejected it all. When he broke down his take on civil citations, being that adults need to be responsible for their actions, it made me think twice about it. I thought about all of the problems that I had been in. I thought about all the trouble I had been in. And I'm like, dang, I could have used the brake then when I got in trouble, right? Then I think more and more about it because I'm an older guy now. I'm not getting in any more trouble, you know? Late on the bill, here or there, you know? Time's a little hard. Got to call, make a pay arrangement. Cool, you know what I'm saying? But spitting the block on the op, you know what I'm saying, arguing over here, doing this over there, man, it's not even in nowhere in my vicinity, you know what I mean? I do exactly what my daddy always told me to do. I go the other way for stuff like that. I wouldn't be caught there arguing with a person right now. For what? You ain't did nothing to me. You ain't did nothing to my kids, my wife, nothing like that. I'm good. But when I think about it, on the other hand, what about all of the drunks that are out here? What if we gave a drunk person a citation and that person, or a high person, and that person went and killed your loved one down the street because we just let them off the hook with the warning? Does that put more responsibility on the police officer because now they have to make a decision of whether to let you go? of whether you are coherent enough to go about your day or to get to where you're going to. Should I have to figure out as an officer how close you are to your house? And if you're coherent enough to get to where you're going? Then I think about it again. Are our kids actually being raised the right way to where they're not getting into these type of things that would have them to need to get off the hook? If you're raising your child to the point to where they don't break the laws, and you're teaching them not to break the laws, then do you need a civil citation? Could we put our money, our thoughts, and our cares into maybe early childhood programs versus trying to get an adult out of trouble? Because they were also talking about getting the civil citations for the adults. Not only 18 to 24, we talking about people that's above that. And it draws, you know me, I have to be true to the core. You know, everybody always say, man, he always bringing that white and black stuff up, white and black, white and black, white and black. Look, man, I'm mixed. I'm black to my heart. I'm black. But y'all already know, man, how Master and them did back in the days, man. That's how you got little red niggas like me. Straight up. Straight up. And I hate how it happened. I hate how stuff went down back then. But that's how you get the lighter version of us. You dig what I'm saying? But all I'm saying is this. Straight up. I identify with black. I'm just bullshit. Black, 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 black. I'm a straight nigga. But straight up, when you got, and I've been in the white neighborhoods before, you know, this whole assembly was in Duval. This is the Duval assembly. But I done had a chance to be in the places like, you know what I'm saying, Ponte Vedra. Man, there's so many white people that are drunk and doing drunk stuff. They're doing drunk stuff, man. And they're out there hurting people, straight up. They're out there hurting people. They're out there killing people, man. And guess what? Someone else's loved ones has to suffer when you let that person go with a citation. Now, I'm going to tell you exactly how it is out there. You could have, straight up, you could be on some drugs, some flocka, cocaine, whatever. Police stop you. I got some of it even on videotape from when I worked at Circle K. Straight up, man. Person going crazy. Hit an officer over there tussling with the person. You know what I'm saying? This is a person of the opposite color, of course. Because if it was somebody black, they would have just shot him right away. We would have been dead already. See white lady over there tussling with the officer and stuff like that. You know what they do? They cuff them and they take them to the hospital, man. It's some type of hospital to where they're going to detain these people for 3 days. And after 3 days, they're going to release them back into society. Now, whoever this white lady is, she gets to go with her depression, with her crazy, with her drug, and now that it's cleared her system legally, she is uncuffed or unclamped, released back into society to go and deal with her achy breaky heart again. Straight up. Somebody black, boom, 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 bam. They struck me. He dead. It's a difference. So my question is the civil citation helping the blacks as much as it's helping the whites? Because when you go to a Nehemiah assembly, ICARE, Nehemiah assembly, and I'll show some clips later, you have all different people talking in there. White people, black people, Jewish people, this person, that person. All of them have something to say. They step to the mic and they have a representative that speaks, and they're speaking for the community. So obviously they've had some type of town hall meeting or a church meeting, whatever they have. And that's the part I got to figure out. Where are they having these discussions at? So I can get into the debate of maybe enforcing something else besides the civil citation. Because realistically, to me, if we gonna let people back into society after a certain amount of time, then when's the rehabilitation? If we gonna let people back into society after a certain amount of time, they got to be rehabilitated. Now, are we trying to cover up our loved ones that may be doing the wrong thing? Are we trying to do that? Do we know somebody that's doing the wrong thing? Like you said, and they just totally trying to cover up for them, or give them some type of leeway because we know that there's a pattern that's going on in, Duval period. Like, okay, well, you grow up as a statistic, you get all of this stuff that's going on that happened to you, and then, now we need, our fellas to have a second chance just on light stuff? Or are we really trying to, make the future better for our kids? Like, there's a fine line between that I'm having trouble toiling with. And then, like the sheriff said, and I ain't really want to agree with no police. I don't like the police. I'm going to be straight up. But the dude had a good point. Straight up. If you an adult and you doing a childish stuff, and you get caught for doing childish stuff, should you be out there driving with no insurance? Should you be out there driving with no license? Should you be out there driving drunk? Should you be out there driving with suspended this, that, and the third? If you ain't responsible enough to keep that stuff up, are you gonna be responsible enough not to kill somebody and run off? Are you gonna be responsible enough to do the right thing in anything else? So it's like, okay, they're trying to keep some type of regulation in the community, because if you don't hold people accountable, then they'll just do the same thing over and over and over again. And then, my friend, you become a habitual violator. That was one of the very first things I learned, or the first terms I learned from my mother when I was coming up. Very little. Well, he keeps getting into trouble over and over again. He's a habitual violator. That's the definition. So, are we helping create habitual violators by, giving a civil citation? Everybody need a second chance. Everybody need a warning, right? But if you do a crime, it's alright to do crime until the crime done to you. Then once the crime done to you, now you want to throw the book at everybody, because it's like, okay, it's personal now. That's the thing I feel like we got to think about. And a lot of times when we make these moves, you got to think about stuff like that. You can't just think about yourself. You can't just think about your family. You got to think about the family and the lives of other people as well too. So am I for it or not for it? I'm gonna still let y'all know a little bit later, man, because I gotta figure out where they start talking about these problems at and what led them to actually addressing civil citations or introducing it or bringing it to the forefront to the actual sheriff. And I must say, after the Nehemiah assembly, you know, I wasn't following the sheriff, or you know, I wasn't, you know, looking for him. I was trying to get the heck out of Dodge because there was so many people there. When he seen me with me and my children, and he's like, man, look, man, you got them all with you. So the guy seems like he's a stand-up guy. Don't know, he could be dirty dipping. He could be, you know what I'm saying, not doing his job, but I ain't gonna flex. I seen him on TV probably in the last 3 weeks. I've seen him up there for catching and apprehending somebody that has done a crime, for sure. So him and his team are doing something. The corrupt portion of it may not even be on him. I see so many cases right now to where we got people, you know, being apprehended or taken in because now you've let an inmate fight another inmate and they just killed, you know, somebody, or you know, officers inside of the system are not doing their job. So these people are getting fired left and right, and they're getting locked up. So I can't really say it's all on him, but I can say that the man stood his ground. I now know what ICARE is. I now know what ICARE Nehemiah assembly is. It was a great honor to go out there today. I seen you know, I seen our people fight or voice their opinion about matters in the community. And if you never win, it ain't too late to start, man. You gotta start somewhere, man. You gotta start caring at some point about something else just besides you and your selfish ways. And I could be not only just looking into a camera, I have also had to look into a mirror at one point in time and know that, hey, it's more than just you that you gotta think about, man. You gotta live here too. Your kids gotta grow here. So hey, do what you can to help the community out. Stay Connected TV is all about positive reinforcement in the community, helping you to further your dreams, you know. So stay connected, guys. Stay connected.